The head of Instagram, Adam Mosseri, dropped some bombshells yesterday. The algorithm on Instagram is changing in a pretty major way. So of course I had to grab my camera and talk to you guys about these changes and what they mean for you. So let's get to it. Okay, so there's a few things that we need to throw out there, right? The first thing is that Instagram's algorithm is always changing. I say this all the time. By nature, it is always developing, always changing, and always trying to get better, right? The reason why I'm filming this video is because there has been a significant change. The change is so significant that the head of Instagram filmed a whole video about it. It takes a lot for me to make these types of videos because I don't want to add to the noise of, oh my God, Instagram's changed their algorithm again for the 5th time in 2 weeks. Like, it's always changing. I only make these videos when the change is significant, which is why I'm here. Now, there are 2 significant changes coming to Instagram's algorithm, which we're going to dive into. I feel really confident that you guys are going to love at least one of these changes. And I will say that both of these changes are significantly overdue. If you take a look at the comment section under Adam Mosseri's content, remember, he's the head of Instagram, it is not a positive place. Every time he has jumped on Instagram to talk about a recent update, he is inundated with comments complaining about the algorithm and complaining about the amount of reach and engagement all of our content is getting. Side note, did you guys see this post? It was shared by one of Instagram's official accounts and it literally said, "Stop crying over your reach and followers." Someone woke up and chose violence that day. When I saw that, I was like, is this Photoshop? Did Instagram really share this? They did. They've deleted it now. Probably for a good reason. The point is, Instagram has been under attack when it comes to their algorithm for a while now, and they've also been under a lot of pressure to try and create an algorithm which allows creators to reach a broader group of people, one which is more similar to the likes of TikTok or YouTube. Because if you don't have an algorithm which helps creators reach a broader audience of people, then creators get frustrated because they're not able to grow. If creators aren't able to grow, it increases the chances of them switching platforms and going to a competing platform and sharing all of their incredible content there. If Instagram doesn't retain their creators, there will be no high quality content. If there's no high quality content, there will be no one using the app. So let's talk about how Instagram is changing their algorithm to try and beat this. All right, we'll start with the biggie. Instagram is changing how they rank your content in their algorithm. When I'm referring to ranking, it's quite literally what it sounds like. Instagram has a ranking system. So when you share your content, Instagram will look at it and decide just how highly it's going to rank your content. The higher the rank, the more people you're going to reach. So what are the changes? Well, let's hear how Adam Mosseri put it.
So one change that we're making to how ranking works is trying to do more to amplify small creators, specifically through recommendations. What we're trying to do now is give every piece of content on Instagram a chance to be recommended to people who don't follow you.
What he's basically saying there is that they're making changes to Instagram's algorithm to make it easier for smaller creators to reach a broader group of people. Previously, how the algorithm would work is we, the creators, would create a piece of content and we would share it. Instagram would then look at how our audience responded to that content, and if it received a good amount of engagement, it would push our content out into a broader group of people. If that broader group of people responded well to our content, it would push it even further, and so on and so forth. Now, this is slowly going to change from here on. What's going to happen now is that we will create a piece of content and we will share it to our audience. Instagram will then push that content out to a group of people who include your followers and people who don't follow you already. So it will do that at one of its earliest stages. It will then monitor it, see how people are responding. And if people are responding well to your content, it will then push it out to a bigger group, likely a bigger group of people who they believe are likely to enjoy your content. So if you create fashion content, it's going to push it out to a bigger group of people who like fashion content. And then if everyone responds well to that, it's going to push it out even further. The key differentiating factor here is that previously, the first group of people who would see your content would only really be your followers. But now it's going to be a mixture of people, including your followers, in addition to people who don't follow you yet. And this is all part of their recommendations algorithm. So when you're on your home feed and you see content pop up that aren't from people who you follow, that is a recommendation. So with this new algorithm update, your content might start to appear on other people's home pages, and it will do this more frequently than it ever has before. It is basically going to mirror the type of algorithm that other platforms already have. If you look at TikTok, for example, when you open up the app, the default feed that you get is your For You feed. Your For You feed is a mixture of content from people you don't follow in addition to the people who you do, right? Very similar to where Instagram's trying to get to. Now, do I think they're going to have the same kind of balance that TikTok has? No, I think that would be too drastic of a balance. I think if people start to open up their Instagram account and 80% of their home feed comes from content that they don't follow, people will not be happy. We all know what happened last time Instagram tried to do that. And if you don't know what happened, it didn't go very well. So I don't think they're going to quite mimic TikTok in that way, but they are clearly going to make some changes to move us further in that direction. Okay, let's talk about what you should do and also my predictions for how I think this is going to go. In terms of what you should be doing, right? Now is the time to refocus some of your energy onto Instagram. If you are someone like me who may have fallen out of love with creating content on the app, now's the time to try and figure out if you can find some kind of joy in creating for Instagram again. The reason why I say this is because TikTok are clearly going through some turbulence, to put it lightly. There's a chance it might get banned in the US, and that will impact all of us, whether we're TikTokers, whether we're based in the US or not. I have a whole video where I talk about this in more detail. I'll link to it above. But one of the biggest ways it's going to impact all of us as creators is that we are going to need to ensure that our social media presence is diversified. Instagram is a great alternative platform for us, especially in light of these algorithm changes, because there's now a chance that it might be easier for us to grow on the platform. Whereas previously, if you're a small creator, it's been very, very difficult to do so. Now is also the time to really focus on how you can create the most valuable content for your specific audience group. We all know that that is the essence of a successful Instagram channel. When you get good at creating content that your audience sees as valuable, maybe they find it entertaining, maybe they find it relatable, educational, inspirational. If they're able to find some value from your content, they are more likely to respond to your content positively. Whether that's saving it, sharing it, commenting, following you afterwards, whatever that might be, they're more willing to do that when your content is valuable. If we get good at creating that valuable content that people are responding well to, it's going to increase our chances of us being able to benefit from this algorithm change, because we'll receive more engagement and that will send a clear signal to Instagram that our content should be pushed out to more people. I'm at the end of my 4-week challenge that I created for Instagrammers, specifically for Instagrammers who are struggling with their reach, their engagement, and just feel a bit stuck with Instagram. I very much felt like that before I started this challenge, and this is a screenshot of what my analytics are looking like since I started that challenge. Now, of course, I've made this 4-week challenge available to everyone, and you can complete the 4-week challenge in your own time. So I'll link to it below in case you're looking for some way to fall back in love with Instagram again, because it really helps me. How do I think this is going to go down? Look, I think this is going to be a very well-received algorithm update for creators, but from the viewer's perspective, so from people who use Instagram just to engage with other people's content and just to see content, not necessarily to create it, I think there might be some pushback, guys. I don't want to be like a queen negativa or anything, but the thing is we have been here before. A few years ago, Instagram launched their recommendation algorithm, which meant that we were opening up our home feeds and we were starting to see content from people we didn't follow. That was not well received. In fact, Kylie Jenner and a bunch of the Kardashians uploaded a story about it, caused a media storm, and it eventually led to Instagram dialing their recommendations algorithm back a bit so that our home feeds were mostly populated by content from people who we follow. Now imagine how this is going to go down when we basically go back to that situation where people will be opening their home feeds and they will start to see more content from people they don't follow again. But this time it will be from a range of creators, not just big creators, but small creators too. Some people are going to love this, yes. A lot of people are going to hate it.
I hate it.
I do think there's going to be some pushback. I'm hoping it won't be significant and we can all get used to the new algorithm because it will be great for us as creators. But I've got to be honest, I do think they're going to get some pushback from it. So let's just watch this space. All right, so the second major algorithm change is all about original content. Now, Instagram have been making baby steps towards this change for a while. They announced at least a year ago that they were going to tweak the algorithm so that original content was being favored, right? So this isn't anything new. The difference here is that the changes they're now making are more significant. So when I'm referring to original content here, I'm talking about content that you have created. So those videos, those photos that you've captured, they are original content. Or maybe it's a meme that you've put your own spin on. Here are some examples. These are memes that we share on my other account, The Creator Project, on a regular basis. This will be categorized as original content because even though we're reposting something, we're putting our own spin on it, okay? This is also going to be categorized as original content. Unoriginal content is content that is a direct repost from someone else. So if someone else uploaded a video and you have screen recorded that video and uploaded it, that is not original content. If someone uploaded a meme and you uploaded the exact same meme and didn't put anything that made it your own, that is not original content. If someone uploaded a photo and you just reshared that photo, unoriginal content, right? And I'm specifically talking about your feed. We're not talking about your stories. So we're talking about your feed posts, whether that's your photos, your carousels, or your reels, okay? So now that we're all clear on original versus unoriginal content, let's talk about the changes that are coming to this type of content. From here on, if you post unoriginal content, Instagram will try and find the original post and will direct traffic to that post rather than yours. When I say that out loud, I realized just how technical that is. It's pretty advanced stuff that they're doing, but they're basically making a change to ensure that the original creator of that content is going to be the one who sees the benefit from it, not the person who reshared it, okay? So what does this change mean for you and I? Well, if we share original content, this change is only going to be positive. It basically means that if anyone else takes our content and shares it as their own, we will end up seeing the benefits of it. We will see an increase in reach and hopefully an increase in engagement. So that's all good, tick, tick, tick. If you are someone who shares unoriginal content, so maybe you're a theme page, a curation page, a repost page, whatever we're calling it nowadays, this is going to be a significant problem for you. It's going to mean that your content is not going to receive the amount of reach and awareness and engagement that it has previously. Unfortunately, this is going to mean that you need to reevaluate your content strategy. You need to find ways to make this content that you're reposting your own, or you need to completely switch out your strategy and start to focus on creating your own original content. All right, guys, so I know you've probably already left me comments about what you think about these changes, but if you haven't already, I need you to go and do so because I need to know how you feel. If you feel like hanging around, I recommend watching this video. It's all about why Instagram is changing so frequently. It's a very important video to watch if you are struggling to keep up with all of these changes. Thank you so much for watching as always. I can't wait to see you in the next video.